at the onset, let me thank Elets and Kerala Government IT Mission for organizing such a wonderful program, and it has been very insightful. All of us have been attending the session from the morning, and as officers and administrators, I think we are carrying forward useful insights that can be emulated in our own states. And we here on the stage have a very interesting mix. Two of us are from urban background, and one of us is from the Rural Development Department, and we all are serving on the field. And the rest of the four officers are they are at the policy level, and they are all heading their respective IT missions and e-governance initiatives in their own states. So I think we would keep it informal, and I think we can discuss on a couple of initiatives that we've all undertaken in our own respective organizations. So I am currently serving as the Municipal Commissioner of Kolhapur Municipal Corporation in Maharashtra. And as you all know, development plan and development planning and development permissions are all also something which forms a very integral part of the work of a municipal commissioner. So this is something which usually the public complain about a lot, the delay in getting building permission approved or an accommodation reservation or a layout approved. So currently Maharashtra government has come out with an online system wherein rather than going to the offices and giving an offline submission, you have the entire system. It is digitized now. So anybody sitting anywhere, the client himself or his architect, he can make an application online. And you have different users at different levels, the architect or the client. Then we have the surveyors who would be going on. So the proposal would be moving from the client or the architect to the surveyors, and then from there to the deputy city planners, and then the ADTP, the additional director of town planning, and then to me. So without even going to the offices, it has come, very handy for the people to monitor where their proposals are pending at each level. So I think this helps in bringing out the transparency in the system. This is a usual complaint that is heard about the town planning department about delay and speed money and corruption. And I think this is a very good way to intervene and bring down all these aspects. And also I feel you also get to see at what level one file was pending, especially the town planning file. We also have the AutoCAD maps also. You can always download it and look at it. You have, as you know, for every city in Maharashtra, we have a development plan which is developed every 20 years. So you can access your part plan. You can access the particular, project plan. And I can see that. I can see the surveyors' real-time reports. And based on that, I can make a decision. And as a citizen, I'm able to see at which officer's level or whether it is at the surveyor level or whether it is at the deputy CP level, my application is pending. So I think this is one aspect that we have come out with, and we are 100%. There's no offline clearance of TP files anymore in any municipal corporation in Maharashtra. So this is something I think that is very citizen friendly, and it has made the lives of citizens a lot easy. Another thing that I also would like to talk about is e-office. So I think I have as my fellow panelist, Yashni, and we have a couple of other officers also from Maharashtra. So 100% e-office system has also been implemented in Maharashtra. So we are also able to monitor and what file is where, and a systemic history of a particular file. We know there may be court cases or a contempt petition or what was the history of the case before also. So it is all easily available to you at one click. So I think this is something that I would like to share just to, strike the ball. So to carry forward from here, I would first of all like to ask Sandip Kumar, our host and director of the Kerala State IT Mission, would you share how KSITM is ensuring the inclusivity in e-governance and how you're making it accessible for all the communities?
Ma'am, as I was discussing in the morning also, in terms of e-governance and also giving citizen services through online platform, whether it's a file processing, e-office implementation, we are way ahead compared to other states. And that credit not only goes to us, but also to the citizen who are quite digitally literate, and our employees also were well capable to handle those systems, so that we are able to roll out very fast. So e-office implementation has been completed. Similarly, this most of the this file processing and also the certificate delivery, everything has moved online. So there is right now our challenge is not to move the system to the from offline to online. That stage we have already crossed. So my next challenge is that I have this different department serving their services through different platforms. Let's say for agriculture department, if you want a citizen wants to avail any service, you have to go to their website, you have to fill their form, you have to pay through their payment channel and all. When you go to some other department, let's say food and civil supplies, you have to again log in into your. So this is very frustrating process. So I have one e7M portal where I give link of all these services. But again, when you go there and you click, you have to go.
Your integration across departments.
Yes. So citizen again goes to the different platform. So it's like I'm providing at one place. Now my next challenge is that can I provide a single platform where citizen doesn't feel like if they are visiting different department or to avail different services, they should not be feeling that they are visiting different government department, different setup. So how do I do the true backend integration? That is the one challenge that I'm facing, because all this platform has been developed by the different solution provider, and it has its own set of challenges in terms of generating the AI and integration of the AI. That is one of the biggest challenges. Not only myself, but the other state is also doing. And in the first stage, I'm saying that 104 services I'm going to integrate. I'm picking the low-hanging fruits. But ultimately, I want to give this one single platform to the city. And that is one of my challenge I would want to learn from. Dileesh is also there, Srutanjay there from the states of Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. Everyone is trying into this. There has been attempt earlier also, and there has been failure also. Then there is successful stories like Odisha one. And next, what we generally talk about, we hear in the sessions, that integration with chatbot and WhatsApp. So can we deliver services through WhatsApp? But my question remains the same. Unless my backend has been simplified, I'm fetching documents online, I'm able to simplify that process. Only integrating the WhatsApp, what it will be. Again, you have to give so many data entry pointers. So I have not simplified the process. So only I have simplified the process, then brought one front end. Then I can integrate with any chatbot, any WhatsApp. That is not a big issue. So that I would want to learn from my fellow panelists how they are attempting it and how they are seeing to overcome the challenges that is there in this domain.
Would you like to share light on?
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sandip. Thank you, Government of Kerala, and for actually having us. Many of us are batchmates on the panel, so it almost feels like we're moderated by way back in Labasna. But taking off from where Sandip just mentioned, ma'am, I think we are when we look at e-governance, one of the first fulcrums would be process simplification, and then digitization, and then ensuring data purity. Because these would be the building blocks of any tech stack that we're building now. Because if you look at AI, you look at quick citizen service delivery, everybody wants it to be simple, intuitive, and integrated. So to that extent, Tamil Nadu has actually initiated something called Simple Gov. So it's simplified governance, which is anchored in TNEJ, but it's from our human resources department. So the point is to look at statutes, laws, processes. There's an empowered committee that is headed by the respective chief secretary, the secretary of that department, and an advisor who's a retired IAS officer. And there's law secretary also on it. So they go through it. Once the empowered committee approves it, it goes to the honorable the CM in the cabinet, they approve. And for the first time, 8 processes have been launched by the honorable chief minister last month, where what used to take months and a lot of rent seeking and all of that, especially G2B, when we talk about ease of doing businesses, institutional certificates have been simplified in Tamil Nadu, and they are also on our eSevai portal. So we have simplified it and digitized it. AI or other newer forms of technology we have not yet done. So happy to share what we're doing with Simple Gov. This year the budget announcement is 150 services. So what we're trying to do, and in fact, all of us, people who are serving in the field, we're trying to set up groups of officers, because let's say a CEO, ZP or an additional collector would know how to simplify RT processes. Somebody who's an SDM or a collector would know how to simplify revenue processes. So this year, to build that 150 list of services, we're trying to create committees. Now the TNEJ is the nodal office. We want to do a lot of brainstorming because everybody has, collectors are applying for Prime Minister's awards. They're doing a lot of documentation themselves. We're trying to build that repository of administrative knowledge, which will be extremely useful for digitization and for data purity going forward, because AI, etc., would require a very good metadata framework for process.
I think we heard from Kerala and Tamil Nadu on the policy initiatives. So, Dr. Dileesh, would you like to enlighten us on what the Karnataka government is planning?
Thank you, Elets and Government of Kerala for this wonderful opportunity. It's always a homecoming because Kerala is my home state. So thanks again for giving that opportunity to come back home. So already Sandip and Srutanjay said how the process can be simplified, what needs to be done, how the business process re-engineering can be done. So in Karnataka, we have the eGovernance department. We are acting as a facilitator for the government departments. So you always used to tell about the public, how to empower them, how to provide the facilities to them. So I believe in empowering the government departments. We can't completely take off the things and centralize everything. Of course, service can be centralized, can be provided in a single portal. Karnataka is doing through Seva Sindhu. We have 2,000 services on board and we are first in the country, followed by Kerala and Tamil Nadu and other states. But it's always about enabling the departments. At one point, all the departments are going in their own pace to attain the levels in e-governance. So they will come up with their own system. We can't stop them. So we are thinking about how we can enable them. Some departments are already going ahead, some are lagging behind. How we can be an enabler. So we identified 5 pillars we can come up with so that we can help the departments. So we created common infrastructure and maintaining them, like the state data center, state wide area network, like that. We are providing the common platforms, which may be interfaces where the government departments are interacting with the public, like the web portal, or the government-to-government interactions are happening like e-office and others. We are creating the common databases or data sources from where they can link the data, get the data, link various applications. We have the family ID system. Other states were presenting that they started with the family ID. Karnataka already started, and Kudumba in Karnataka is one of the best family ID system in the entire country. Like we have the farmers database, fruits, which is on that model. Government of India came up with the Agri Stack. So we have these common databases. In Kudumba, we have more than 36 departments. Various data fields are merged in Kudumba, and any department can just hit Kudumba, give the ration card number or Aadhaar number. We will be able to tell most of the details about that individual and his family members. So we will be providing that data sets so department can rely upon them. They don't need to integrate with multiple applications and going here and there. And we will be providing common services like Aadhaar services. We are providing through a centralized way. We are providing service centers. We have the Seva Sindhu and our own service centers. In Bangalore, Bangalore one centers, all cities, Karnataka one centers, all villages, Gram one centers. We have around 10,000 centers working like that. So these common services we are offering to every department. And the 5th pillar, the most important, we are providing the capacity building and support to departments. It can be issues related to knowledge, technology, data security, or whatever maybe. We will be there to support the department. There is a rule in Karnataka that any government project related to IT more than 1 crore should come to the governance department for a vetting. Finance department endorsed that it has to come to us. So we have experts empaneled, not only from the government, we have professors from IAC, Indian Institute of Science, IIITB and others, ISRO, to help us to see that the projects are relevant, it's serving the purpose, or they are defining the process in the defined way. So we are advising them how the business process re-engineering can be done with all these available databases, how the process can be more streamlined. Not only make it convenient for the public, but making it convenient for the officers. Otherwise, it's a hell for the officers to identify the documents manually, then validate them. We are providing validated data at their disposal, saying that this is a beneficiary, you go ahead, this is the correct one. So we are taking that pressure out of the mind of the officials also. So that's bringing a behavioral change among officers also, not only public, but officers also. When they're thinking about a process or a program, they are tuned in a way to think that these databases are there, or these things can be done, or otherwise I can go to e-governance department and ask for help. There are experts to help us. So we are trying to enable a system like that. I think we are on the way. We are still learning from other states and other initiatives. That's why we are attending programs like this. So it's always happy to come and learn such things so that we can also improve. And first time I'm feeling that I am the oldest one in one of the panels. So all these years I used to be the youngest one and sitting and listening. So finally I am the eldest one sitting with all the juniors. I feel that I'm like, except ma'am. So I'm agreeing that ma'am is the moderator. So all others, fellow panelists, thank you for being there. Thank you for the audience. At least you people stayed back. Thanks again.
Thank you, Dileesh. So I think till now, previous three speakers were all in the policy field. They were all coming out with policy. Now let's listen to the field experiences. So may I request Ravi Teja to tell us some of the smart city innovations which you're undertaking in North Chennai. And
a very good evening to all of you, and I thank Kerala IT Mission as well as Elets for this opportunity. As far as the smart city initiatives in Chennai is concerned, so as Chennai, I am the Deputy Commissioner North and Greater Chennai Corporation, and a great part of Chennai Corporation work relates to disaster management and obviously the solid waste management. And so just for the context for the audience here, so Chennai is a very flat land, like it doesn't have any gradient whatsoever, so the water can't flow by its own, and it takes a lot of time to flow. So moment there's a rainfall, there's so many areas that get inundated. And this has been a huge task for us to bail out the water from these vulnerable locations, because there are a lot of slum pockets, lot of areas with poor people with not so good housing conditions. So, and it used to be a huge daunting task to clear off this water for us. So we used technological interventions to clear this to solve this problem. So what we did is we have deployed IoT-based pumps. So what happens is the pumps are having sensors. So moment the water reaches beyond a certain level based upon the location, the pumps are automatically on. And then, so earlier the system was, there used to be a manpower associated. He has to switch on based on the instruction that he gets from the high command. And the headquarters will give a command, and there's also no guarantee whether the person will be there or not. But this is sort of automated. And once the signal is reached that the water is beyond safety levels, then the pumps get on. And also we have a lot of traffic issues during this monsoon time. So we've installed IoT-based boom barriers at the subways. The moment the water goes beyond 3 feet in the subways, there's a boom barrier which stops the vehicles there. So this ensures that no electrocution happens and no vehicles are stuck in the water. These are the few initiatives that we have taken in controlling the disaster management activities. Apart from that, in our solid waste management, which is, ma'am must be knowing, solid waste management is one of the, in fact, the bread and butter of the corporation. So we have used sensor-based cameras in around 400 locations in Chennai, which will let us know that whenever a bin, so Chennai still follows the bin system, where you collect from house to house, put it in the common compactor bin, and then it is carried out by the compactor to the dump yard. So a lot of these bin areas are an eyesore, because always there's an overflowing of these bins and the waste always falls out, and also leads to other health related issues. So what we have done is we've installed some cameras in 400 locations of such hotspots. And once a bin overflows, we get to know that this bin is overflow. A signal goes to the mechanical depot saying, please send your compactor so-and-so bin because this bin is overflow. So in that way, we were able to ensure that these bins are never in an overflown condition, and hygiene is maintained in these locations. And other few initiatives are, especially in North Chennai where I work, there are a lot of canals which were constructed by Britishers to ensure there's a water flow. The water flow is streamlined during the monsoon time. But these canals, off late, after the rapid urbanization and dense population, we see always they are filled with garbage, and a lot of illegal sewer connections are there in these canals. So what we have done is we have flown drones across these canals, and a full 1 month survey has been done. And we have identified more than 100 locations of where garbage is being dumped and where illegal sewer connections were there. And we've heavily fined the households and the commercial areas which were dumping, because we had an evidence-based fine system here. Whenever they used to report, we used to give them a photo of them dumping the garbage, and they could not refuse after that. And we found out that we could collect more fine than the amount we used for the drones. So that was a sort of revenue generating, though that was not the intention in the first place. And we could cut a lot of illegal sewers. So these are these are some of the initiatives that we have taken in order to curb the menace of garbage dumping, illegal sewer connections, as well as the problems that we face during the monsoon season.
Thank you, Ravi Teja. So now I think we have a member from the Rural Development Department. So may I request Yashni? She's working as Zila Parishad Satara's Chief Executive Officer in Maharashtra. So would you share a success story where your digital monitoring has improved the citizen outcomes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, Government of Kerala and Elets for this wonderful opportunity and for having us here. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Zila Parishad of Satara district in Maharashtra. It's a district of around 30 lakh people, of which around 24 lakh are residing in rural areas. As an officer or as an administrator responsible for rural development in the district, so our country is still a primarily rural driven country, rurally populated country. More than 60% of our population is there, mainly relying on primary sector for their livelihood. In primary sector, specifically agriculture, it is even now in the 21st century also, it is prone to the vagaries of nature. And with the growing climate change, we see unseasonal rain, cyclone, landslides, and all sort of such calamities further disrupting the agricultural landscape. So in this regard, I would like to share the initiative piloted by Maharashtra government of e-Panchnama system. So what is e-Panchnama system? First of all, Maharashtra government and any government gives out compensation for farmers or for people affected by these unseasonal weather calamities. So Maharashtra government had spent around 6,000 crore in the last year alone for these compensations. And there is a lot of manual intervention or manual discretion involved here. Say your 1 hectare land is partially affected by land, okay, you get 10,000. If it is fully affected, you get 30,000. If you have a kacha home, you get 10,000. If you have a pakka home which has fallen your home, you get 40,000. Water has entered your home, you get around 5,000. If water has entered your home, then receded back and you have no proof, then zero, you don't get anything. So there was, first of all, it was a very cumbersome manual process. Field officers are going to each home. Imagine 24 lakh population. So a 6 lakh home people are going to and then analyzing and then manually collecting and then sending it to the policy makers. And also the discretion involved. You cannot contest it. The decision of the field assessors was final. So this e-Panchnama system is a GIS-based geotagging map and real-time application system that the government has come up with, where directly on-field monitoring can be done, and not just the monitoring, even a user can assess also and even search also from their number that where exactly is my file, at which level it is. So it is a revolutionary step in streamlining compensation to these distressed families in times of need. And the data from the pilot of revenue department it has shown that even the queries, not just it has streamlined the process and reduced time, it has also led to better public service delivery, and complaints related to queries regarding the compensation payment has been down by more than 40%, and efficiency has increased. And one thing Sandip was telling about was the back-end system development. So Maharashtra government was able to do this on the strength of previous e-governance initiatives like digitization of land records. In rural Maharashtra, the land records are 100% digitized, and the Satara is digitized, and the Mahabulek website is there. Everybody can see, search by name of the owner as well as the survey number, the land ownership detail. So this initiative would not have been maybe possible had the prior digital governance initiative of digitization of land records had not been there. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that every digital governance initiative or every such innovation, it may seem as disruption as first, it may seem as probably such a huge burden or disruption in the governance, but if these disruptions are not just a want, but they are more of an imperative, more of the need of the society, and these are only paving way for further disruptions or further innovations to take place. And taking from this, one more thing, that because we are talking about strategies in digital governance, one thing that I want to put it out from the government that I work in is to promote these initiatives. See, we consider infrastructure as a segment. We are spending 3% of our GDP. China is spending 7%. We think of education as a segment. We are spending, our recommendation is 6%. As per National Education Policy, we are spending less than 3%. So the way we are focusing on this, there is a need for policymakers to also categorize innovation as a sector and make budgetary provisions for it, mandatory budgetary provisions for it. In Maharashtra, for example, 2% of the district planning fund is compulsory for these innovative projects, and there is a stringent guideline as to what all you can take in these innovative schemes, innovative budget, and we are strictly mandated not to take any other project that you could have done under any other head of the department. So innovation, there is a need for innovation to be considered seriously as a sector, and it requires nurturing, for which budgetary support from the policymakers is of extreme importance. That would be my submission. Thank you.
If I can just add to, that was pretty fascinating to actually have innovation as part of a district fund. And in fact, when Sir was also speaking, 2 points on capacity building and one to add to Yashni. I think even as administrative service officers or civil servants in general across all services, I think this culture of sharing knowledge that has been built over time, administrative knowledge, public administration knowledge in this country, I think needs to really grow, because we all meet on these panels, but so many interesting things are happening that in a vibrant democracy like India, it should go beyond halls like these where we actually have. And I think Niti Aayog is doing some work, Tarpak is doing some work. I think all the Prime Minister's awards are all now documented. But Ravi and I were speaking yesterday, I think this, whatever is happening here, if we could document, and since we are all parallelly in various HODs at the state level, we should all come together and start documenting these things, because in the older times, the strength of the administrative service was documentation. You look at the old Tottenham system or the British colonial system of land record management or office management, it was the efficiency of documentation, which ensured institutional memory, and everybody knew what they should do at a time of crisis. For technology, more than most things, even if you require AI to answer our questions, if we don't have proper knowledge systems that are documented well, it won't be able to answer it. So I need to understand land records and understand insurance, first to do an e-Panchnama system, then to document it well so that my ChatGPT is able to answer it, right? So the hard work actually goes back to doing that land record system and documenting it. So I think that a lot of work has already happened, but even sharing on core strategic digital interventions can be there. Apart from that, we can add on with our current initiatives. The second point on capacity building that Sir mentioned, I think it goes back to this. A lot of government servants, because it's connected to personnel training in government, unless they understand administration, they will not be able to apply technology to administration. The training before for an assistant or a junior assistant was so robust and all of that. And everybody knew, a Patwari before, knew sociology, knew land, knew revenue, knew history. But now with, because of our recruitment systems and all of that, understanding history, sociology and administrative knowledge is tough to train. And India as a country, we need to really work on that. Training.
It's imbibed mostly.
Yes, it's imbibed. It's always like it's imbibed. You learn on the job. But that OJT needs to be supplemented with public administrative training knowledge. And only then technology will work. So techno-functional capacity building, not just techno, but even if it's an e-office training, I now noticed we have been doing a lot of e-office training, GIS training. We realize that people don't know how to put a file first. That is why they are not going to e-office. So we've got retired people, senior deputy collectors, older people. When they train, like, okay, this is noting, this is drafting, this is how you put up, this is tabal. We are only not very confident, being very honest, how it actually works. And only then it will work for others as well. No, to be honest, and that's a very, very fair confession, Ravi and I were part of a IIM workshop last year for senior government officers. And we had to make a presentation to professors from IIM after that. Only IAS officers, nobody else. I actually blanked. I didn't know how to operate that thing, because this is the world pre-chat GPT. I didn't know I could do a chat GPT then, right? I was struggling on Excel. I was struggling to think about, I think we got a we were trying to do rule development. I was previously COZP board of additional collector, but I couldn't do it. Because one, I think I was new in that job, so I didn't understand rural development properly. Then you have to understand data science properly. So for us, itself, it's taken, we've studied for so long, we're supposed to be, writing exams. When it's that hard, I think capacity building for government as a whole really needs to be thought of from a more human-centric, human design-centric, andragogy-centric. In the sense, adult learning is very different from pedagogy, which is like children learn. So with a lot of these kind of principles, I think we need to approach technology training, which will become more relevant in the world of AI. Because as human beings, everyday knowledge becomes irrelevant, then for us to train people at scale is going to be all the more hard. Something that we should think about.
On the point of institutional knowledge building and sharing, I completely agree with Srutanjay, and I believe we have one MOU pending between the government of Kerala and the government of Tamil Nadu, and we should have between the states to understand, because we are a very similar agency. If we see like the way Kerala State IT Mission functions, or Tamil Nadu eGovernance Agency, or in Karnataka, the structure might be very much similar. The kind of job that we are doing, Sir was also talking about family registry. I am also thinking of building a unified registry. And there are lots of commonalities that we do. Case 1, we also have a Kerala statewide area network. We also manage state data center. And each of the things can be done in a different way. And those states who have taken steps forward, actually we have some actual points of learning that can be taken up. If we just take an example of this family registry, or this building the citizen database. So we had a very unique experience of having that database during the Wayanad landslide that happened the last year. So you suddenly get to know that one area just has like vanished in the morning, and in the morning you don't even know that who are the people like who are living there. So how do you suddenly go? Whom are you searching for? Like whom all you should contact? Who all were there? So how do you get this database? So since we had a database, we looked into it, we digged into it, we suddenly came to know who all were living there. We immediately started contacting them, trying to find out whether they were safe or not. So that kind of a system has come up. I have another challenge that is there is that this Kerala, in Kerala we are delivering lots of this social security pensions, lots of, and amount is really huge, and number of pensioners also we have more than 45 lakh. So how do I use this database to improve my system? Because right now I do not have tracking mechanism. It is going through different channels, and at one place I don't have. The same citizen database, I can use it to simplify this process, and also to get a real-time update. If I have this profiling of the citizen, let's say one citizen who is a fisherman living near the coast, their income profile and everything, then actually why should I wait for that person to apply for some scheme or something? Right now we had disaster in the sea. 2 of the ships in the last month had fallen of the coast of Kerala. One sank and another one got into fire. So then suddenly the challenge comes where all these containers will fall. Who are the affected citizen? We have to stop the fishing activities. Then who all gets the government support and all? So if we have this some database which is location specific with citizen profiling done, and having the concern of privacy, that is fine, that can be taken care of. That is provided in the DPDP Act also. For government, there are exemptions for such kind of services. We can actually keep the database of the citizen. So that also we are building. That again question comes, it is already being done in the other states. So how can I learn and improve onto that? So that is again my question, because if I'm taking now steps, so I should look into how it has been done and how it will be taken forward. And we are going to invest huge amount of money. These systems are not small. You purify the database, then you apply data analytics. So what kind of data analytics you are going to apply? What kind of model it will be? A costing model. Everything we can learn from this institutional knowledge building and sharing. So that is my submission.
So I think it's come to a conclusion now. So let me thank Dileesh, Sandip, Srutanjay, Ravi and Yashni for co-chairing the panel, being members on the panel. And I think we have also, rather than sharing our experiences, over the years with you, I think it was also a moment of introspection for all of us on this side, because, like Srutanjay talked about, how technology should be, first of all, human-centric. I think that is something that we should think about, and all the recent events, how we were able to correlate it to, the container accidents and the Wayanad disaster and the e-Panchnama. Like, we're all at the cusp of monsoons now in Maharashtra. We are cities facing urban flooding. So we would be actually fighting it out once we go back to our respective states. So looking at all of that also, I feel the experiences sharing, like he said, institutional building, and then also whatever is documented, the data and the experiences also, lived experiences, how it can be shared. I think that is a very potent argument that was posed before all of us. And I think platforms like these are one answer to that. So let me thank Elets again and Government of Kerala's IT mission for organizing this one-day program, and it has been very eventful, and we have also learned and introspected across the day. So with that note of gratitude, I would like to thank you all once again. Thank you from all of us.